Welcome guys, welcome back. We are back for match number 3 and I've brought in a special co-commentator for today, the guy that made it all happen, everyone, the main founder of this game and the tournament. Welcome Lorenzo van die Kerk.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, and of course we are back now with more action with I am Mabusela with the white pieces versus the other founder of the game, Craig Willenberg. Welcome back guys.
Thanks, man.
All right, so I don't think I'm gonna ask you guys questions. You guys look like you're ready to play. We're in the thick of things. So let's switch over to the tournament. And Johannes, you have the white pieces, so let's just generate a new position. So just a reminder to everybody, it's 15 minutes with a 15-second increment. Let's press the generator 3 times again. 1, 2, 3. Just let me know if you've played this position already, guys. But otherwise, you know the drill. Mute your computer so that you don't hear us. And good luck. Johannes, you can start whenever you're ready.
Good luck.
Okay, so very much like a normal chess position we saw Johannes playing. I think Johannes is a bit lucky getting normal chess position, so to speak, in the first game and the second one.
Queen's Gambit on the board.
Queen's
Almost.
Gambit. So the only difference, guys, is the knight is on f1 and not on g1. The dragon bishops, both on the dark squares. So yeah, now that we have the founder here on the show, I'm sure Lorenzo will tell us a bit more of the origins or whatever else he can tell us that's interesting about the game.
Yeah, as you know that we started last year in May, and yeah, we've been progressing quite well. This is the 4th tournament now, one over the board, and the 3rd tournament that we're playing now. So we're hoping to have more tournaments soon. You know the origin already. It's a combination of Chinese chess and Fischer random. So that is where it's coming from, and that's why the dragon bishop, as you've seen it. Yeah. So
Yes,
that's basically what we have.
And by the way, Mabu is going for this setup that we've seen. Henry mentioned it yesterday. This f3 and c3 type of setups. So, but okay, in this case, he's just trying to get his dragon bishop out. Pawn to e4 is an idea later on. Well, how would you develop? I know you've got also lots of experience playing this game, Lorenzo. How would you set your pieces up?
Yeah, knight g3, e4, getting a big center. Craig will probably hit immediately with e5.
Aha.
Because you don't want to allow that big center.
Aha. Pawn to e5. So again, Craig trying to take more space in the center quickly, like in the previous game. How to respond?
The key is actually not to allow your opponent to get that space. So once you lock the position, it's much easier. So that is why Craig responded immediately with e5. So Mabu will probably go knight g3 and then e4 also with planning, or even c3. It will just strengthen.
Yeah, I was gonna ask now. Are you gonna allow pawn takes d4 and then dragon takes maybe or something? But pawn takes e5 is played.
Okay, looks like an open position then. So
not sure how white is gonna I guess he wants to play knight g3 and knight g3 and e4 afterwards.
yeah, it becomes now a bit more difficult. Maybe c3 was better, no? Instead of pawn takes pawn. Let's see. Quick development, knight c3, that's okay.
Knight c3, the d4 square is covered.
Yeah. Black will probably go. No, it can't go there. He will probably.
Pawn f6? I don't know.
He will. What about dragon? e7, yes.
More natural. Dragon e7 covering b5. Not sure if black will want to castle immediately as an option.
I think you will go for that. because a king, white's king side, he will have problems developing maybe.
E4 maybe immediately.
Yeah, that is also. Yeah.
I want to see an endgame. I want to see an endgame. Pawn to E4. What can black do after E4? Are we going to win exchange? Does black going to play C6?
Yeah,
E4 comes.
that's okay.
So what now?
You see another isoline? I don't think so. That's not a nice position.
But how to defend D5? Either C6 or you take on E4.
I think he will go for C6 rather.
Just to keep the pieces.
Yeah, he will not go for the queen's exchange.
I wonder, can I leave you for a second? I just want to switch off the computer. I can hear the computer screaming in the back. I can hear myself actually. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I will not go for pawn takes pawn. I don't think so.
So what's our best bet here? C6.
C6. Yeah, C6. I guess we missed something, but
C6.
C6 is okay. You need to.
How about C6 and then dragon to E3 maybe? Dragon C1 to E3. Applying more pressure. I guess dragon to E6 is possible. C6 is played, okay.
What they will play. I like that idea.
And I think maybe Craig, with more experience, just wants to keep the pieces on the board. General idea. With queens off the board, the game becomes a bit slower. And maybe Mabu can then slowly navigate himself into at least a certain level of comfortability. So C6 just saying we're going to keep the pieces on the board.
I like that idea of yours.
Dragon to E3.
Oh.
And if dragon to E6, maybe F4 could be a danger.
That's also good. I think you just want to castle.
Just develop. F5 square is also available. So Mabu doing a good job with developing as well.
Yes.
And okay, guys, we've also noticed traditionally the side with the black pieces has a tougher time figuring things out. So but easier to play with the white pieces usually.
We will probably try castle F4, E5, maybe lock. I don't know. It's a possibility. But knight F5 is coming up for white. That's a nice position for the knight.
Welcome Scariest Name to the chat. Scariest Name saying good to see the main guy on the stream. That's of course Vera. Welcome Vera. We'll be seeing a bit of Scariest Name later on in the day maybe. So okay. I mean, castling is such a normal move. Black needs to consider knight F5. Can we allow it? And finally pawn takes E4. So black now says okay.
Too much pressure there.
Yeah. So now
I will take with the pawn. What will you do?
Queen takes queen now. First play queen takes queen.
Yeah, first that, and then pawn takes
take with the pawn out to secure the F5 square, but is G6 not going to just cut it out?
Yeah.
But it's an interesting option because G6 opens up more squares.
But maybe we'll look at the structure now.
I think logically Mabu is a positional player.
Yeah, he will not play pawn takes pawn.
He's gonna capture with a knight.
He will not want the isolani.
Yeah.
As we know, it's not an end game really. It looks like an end game, but it's not.
We see Mabu fully utilizing his utensil there for, fully utilizing his utensil there, keeping himself busy.
His dragon bishop.
Yeah. So knight takes pawn, and here we see a type of a middle game, end game, guys. No queens on the board.
Interesting. This will be interesting. This is what you wanted, huh?
So now officially the strongest pieces are the dragons on the board.
At least the kings are safe in this position.
So it's gonna be a bit of maneuvering first.
Mabusela in development, that will count in his favor. And then the d6 square. Rooks on the d file, d6 for the knight. That sounds good, right?
Okay, I guess you want to put your A1 rook on D1, so
Yes, so that's why I say maybe bishop
F4,
F4, dragon F4, and then dragon bishop.
Yeah.
And rook D1, knight D6, all that is very nice for
Yeah.
that,
So it's up to black now to figure out at least a decent way of developing here. Boomshaka says, hello, Mr. Van Niekerk, great variant you created here.
Thank you.
Welcome, Boomshaka. Okay, dragon B6 is hovering over.
This is a pure endgame, huh?
And yes, dragon B6. Black wants to trade off a pair, just lighten the situation a bit.
C1 dragon to E3 now, develop as well. Countering.
Makes sense.
I say in development, that is black must just develop now, try to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, I like dragon to E3. Rook D1 is coming then. Has Lorenzo considered playing his own tournaments?
I'm still practicing, getting stronger.
We're probably waiting for the elite sections. He's getting ready for the elite sections. Okay, dragon to E3. Looks like the move getting played. There we go. Mabu fully utilizing his mouthpiece.
Yeah, that's it.
And
that is helping him, it seems.
But okay, black has got everything covered. So maybe he can play knight D7, knight B D7.
Knight B D7.
Yeah, because if dragon is dragon,
Yeah,
dragon takes dragon.
Yes. I think that will. Yeah, he has problems.
How else? I mean, knight A6 is the only other option too.
Seems like white is really got an advantage, yeah.
Yeah, mainly because of that D6 square.
Yes, even if we exchange dragon bishops, I think this game, it seems like white is better, yeah.
Question is it, I mean, if the dragon bishops come off, obviously Mabu will be comfortable, but question is it big enough to
convert
for an advantage? We know Mabu likes these positional squeezes, but it's not clear yet. I think we need to first see the dust settle. Is Craig gonna play dragon b6 again, or what is his idea?
I will play f4, f5 maybe, because I don't like that d6 target.
f5 and then you stop knight. I
don't know, but then knight c5 is also not so nice.
Knight bd7, we try to get rid of the knight.
Yes.
f5 is an interesting fighting idea, yeah.
Yes, f5, and then you have the e3 squared leaves for black after f4, knight c4, that type of ideas, huh?
Okay. So, okay, black finding something here, some life. Okay, knight c5 is obvious move. Knight d6 is not possible. Dragon takes d6 is there. Knight g5 doesn't seem to be that advantageous. Seems like knight c5
knight c5, yeah. Like you said, but okay, knight d7, then knight e6 doesn't do much, huh? Knight e6 doesn't do much. Don't think it does. Wait. That's a move.
Okay, so Maui's got a 2-minute advantage. He's also quite a practical player. He never likes to.
He would like to get his, sorry.
No,
you
fine.
know, Maybe I would like to get his bishop on the light squares.
Bishop on the
If you
light
can
squares.
get it.
Bishop c4 or something.
Yeah, if you can
some
get
point.
that, yes, at some point.
So maybe white can also think about f4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Giving up squares, but still, it's who get it first. Who get it first? Yeah, so.
Okay, what's black's idea here? Knight to d7 or
Yes,
f4?
yes. It must develop. That's the main thing. But if f4. F4 is nice, eh? Because you can go to knight c4 and knight e3. You see the bind?
Knight c4,
F4,
e3.
dragon f2, then knight c4, then e3 square.
So f4, what does white do? f4, dragon d4, knight c4, and then what?
Oh, but then you can get b3 in. Huh?
e3, knight e3.
Now the bishop is covering it on d4.
Yeah, okay, f4, dragon d4, knight c4, then the e3 squares
Yeah,
already
it's still
secure.
covered, yeah. But that is ideas, I think. Nothing concrete yet. But black must develop now, knight d7, I think. You shouldn't make pawn moves.
Yeah, it's maybe not logical, yeah.
Mm.
Okay, well, this is one of the first type of endgames we're seeing here, guys. Okay, I can barely call it an endgame because there's so much pieces on the board, but interesting, slower games. Yeah, we have more positional ideas. Pawn to b6 played, kicking the knight.
Yeah, he's worried about the e6 square, I think. He don't like that. And that's the diagonal idea.
Yeah. Knight to b3. Knight to d3 is also an option. Knight to d3. I don't know. You want to give yourself an isolated pawn.
Oh no, I think knight b3 is forced, huh?
Yeah.
And he comes back.
Or can you go dragon d4? Just not to lose any time. Dragon d4 now. Keeping an eye on the c6 pawn, hitting the e5 knight.
And knight c4? Yeah.
Knight c4, and maybe we can go knight d3.
Knight d3.
I don't know, I just don't want to. Knight b3 seems so...
Yeah, it's too far away, huh?
Seems a bit slow.
It's very difficult, this endgames.
Thank you to M Grande for following. Welcome to the show. We've got I am Mabusela versus Craig Willenberg here in the third match of the day. We've got today is just Group B, trying to 4 players fighting it out for 2 qualification spots. Yesterday, by the way, I am Henry Steele and Ben Hercules qualified. They're going through to the knockout stage next weekend, and today 4 players are fighting it out to join them for the grand prizes, guys. So
there's your move.
Johannes is hovering over d4.
Maybe he's eyeing e6 as well. With the knight going there, maybe. And you know, c7 is still there, the rook. Depending on where that rook will go, it becomes a bit awkward.
Yes.
Can you see?
Yeah. M Grande is saying, hello everyone, good to see the founder of the game commentating. Yes, scariest name. Have you guys thought of normal opening that can be refuted by the dragon? Something like the King's Indian defense might be super strong. Normally the normal openings don't work so easily. There's too much dynamics.
If you say refuted, yeah, maybe like close positions, then it's closer to a bishop.
Yeah.
And the King's Indian is one of the positions, even the Dutch as well.
Yeah.
Then it's more or less like a normal bishop. But as soon as the position open, it changes. Like we've seen yesterday with Ben, the game we played against GM Kenny Solomon. It was a Dutch defense setup.
And Ben was actually struggling to
he
use
was
dragon
struggling.
bishops.
It was very difficult, and that is one way to a strategy you can use. to close out the game.
Okay, so Craig now is holding on to the position.
The
He's not
E6,
trying to budge. So
Mhm.
rook e8, covering the knight. Is that
I
potentially
don't,
dangerous?
I don't like it because it's like a pin, potential pin, huh? Is it?
But still, even if rook f1 takes on c5, you can't get your knight back because you don't want to give up your dragon bishop with e5.
I see.
Can't go rook takes
Yes, you're right, you're right.
Oh, wait. Rook e1 takes on c5, rook e5. And if you take rook f, rook
Mhm.
e8, and the c8 dragon was hanging as well. Maybe Mabu could have played rook fe1.
That was a quick decision. I think
Maybe he could have played rook fe1.
you didn't want to complicate, I think.
Yeah, that's the practical side I was talking about.
Mm.
Mabu also one of the practical players in the SHS scene. He likes to put pressure on the clock. So I feel like there was something there. What's the update on the scores? So in the first two games, Craig beat Paul Gluckman. And then in the second game, Watu beat Johannes Mabusela. So Craig and Watu is on 1 out of 1. And Mabusela and Paul Gluckman is on 0 out of 1 for now. So Mabusela gets an isolated pawn here. By the way, guys, we have a round robin today. So everybody plays everybody only once. So each player will get to play 3 games. So this is game 2 for these guys. Okay, white still is a bit ahead in development, but it's might not be so significant. Black to play. Can black play dragon to e6, go back to a normal position, then might end up being good for black with the structure. Let's say dragon e6, you swap off,
Yes.
knight d7 coming.
Yeah.
I don't see any problems with
Because
that.
you can't even pin because of the check
Yeah.
on d4, so it's a possibility.
c5, okay. He wants to get in knight c6 and knight d4. Outpost.
Ooh, that is a nice outpost.
Outpost. That's a good move.
Mm.
Dragon to b5 maybe. Eating the rook. Stopping knight c6 for the moment. I still think dragon d7. Black's pawn structure is better now, so.
I will just exchange pieces now. Go into a normal endgame.
But dragon to d7, exchange on d7, knight d7, rook d1. Can black avoid pawn to d4 and simplifying? Might end up being a very equal endgame. Craig is on 6 minutes and 30 seconds basically. Mabu is on 10 minutes. Rook d8 a possibility?
Yes. That's a nice move.
Okay, dragon to d6 is the move that black is thinking of. Protecting the rook on e8 and attacking the dragon on b5. The dragon on b5 can't take the dragon on d6, guys. The c5 pawn is in the way.
I still think you want to go on c6 with his knight. That's why he's not playing bishop d7.
Yeah. But okay, I would play something like rook a to d1 now. And after the exchange of dragon bishops, there's a knight c7 threat. And we want to play d4 again. So, but this is actually a bit of tension here in this endgame. Black wants to just complete his development with his better pawn structure. White needs to make sure he gets something out of it, or at least gets rid of his isolated pawn. Scariest name says something like bishop g7 can become very active in the king's Indian defense. Maybe something like the Sveshnikov in the line where you sack a knight on b5. When you capture the bishop would be interesting to check some of these lines. Interesting stuff, yeah. But yeah, I would say still the theory gets kicked out pretty soon. Someone, is everybody still on any desk here? Someone is trying to get on here. Let's accept.
Where's Bella?
Bella is Mabusela.
Okay, maybe he had problems. Yeah.
Maybe he had problems, but it seems like he's back now. Back on track. Mabusela is on 9 minutes, basically. Craig is on 6 minutes, 21 seconds. The dragon bishops...
I think... Sorry.
No, continue. The dragon bishops are just eyeing each other. Maybe the black one wants to capture.
A6?
Pawn to a6.
And then what will he do?
Okay, but remember, it's white to play.
Okay.
So a6 might be a threat.
No, he's all still attacking.
Dragon to c4.
No, symmetrical almost.
Yeah, but
After exchange.
yeah. But the thing is, okay, and if let's say king f8 or king h8, is dragon d5 a big threat?
No, because knight d7.
Oh, knight d7 is fine actually. So
Mhm.
can black just play something like king f8 maybe? Instead of allowing white to...
Yeah, I wouldn't exchange, otherwise it's
Yeah,
almost equal in.
and white can't capture on d6. Look, I can take this off actually. King f8. I don't know. I was looking at rook a d1, but maybe that's also too slow. I was thinking about rook a d1 instead of bishop c4 check. But Johannes wants to stay active here. What does white play after king f8?
Yeah, just
Knight b5?
that's a possibility. Yes. That's a problem because you're threatening the knightfall, but then you must play knight takes, dragon bishop takes, dragon bishop.
And then the
Pawn
structure
takes,
becomes
and then,
symmetrical again.
symmetrical.
And it's just black needs that one tempo to just
that is
finish his
why
development.
that's why he's doing that. I think
Uh-huh.
that's the best for black because black is suffering a bit.
And I think now now the dragon paradigm says that the informator will say equal. So
We
let's
can
see.
switch on the ends and
So let's see. These guys have got okay, both of them have more than 5 minutes. Johannes got about like a 3-minute cushion here. But it seems like Johannes wants to offer it.
no offer draw.
Like he's saying, what is this? No, these guys are gonna have to grind it out here.
It's so critical, huh? You might regret that draw.
Okay, so obviously he doesn't want to put the rook on the d file because the d files are gonna get blocked up. Then both knights have the outpost on the d file, so I can see I'm gonna guess king f2 and some rook swaps and then draw in game. Serious name says after king f8 doesn't knight b5 work? Yeah, with the dragon bishops on the board, that's what we were contemplating. So yeah. Okay, so I think the only main danger here for black would be to just slip under the clock here. So, but okay, it's maybe a good idea for black just to get a good grip of the position. And then he can start playing faster because finally we're in a normal chess position. So I'm thinking Craig is just trying to get a hold of what's happening. And then we'll play faster.
Should Craig to move.
And Mabu, I don't know, maybe he's trying to already play some psychological game here now because finally we're in a normal chess position and he's just showing that he's comfortable by just getting up quickly. And he's back. Knight d4 immediately.
So we're gonna play king h7 as well.
King f7 and we're gonna start swapping off rooks. Knight to c2. Okay. So black wants to claim the e file. So rook takes rook, and rook. Okay, that's not a bad idea because if rook d1, then knight comes back and blocks.
I think you still wanna go for that e3, huh? with f4.
F4 and E3
Getting
don't
that space and then taking the d file.
Yeah, so if you can control the D file and get a knight at E3.
That is, and you see, you need to waste a move with b3 when he attacks
E3,
c4 as well
yeah,
with
yeah.
knight e3.
Yeah.
So it's not so easy.
So
You must
Mabu
be
still
careful.
needs to be on his toes slightly. Rook takes rook. Rook takes rook will happen. And what to do here? Let's see.
That tempo. Knight e3 tempo, I think.
So
and
should
then
white maybe
F4.
just play rook d1 here?
Boy, first lock it there.
So
Okay.
he cuts out, cuts out f4, he cuts out knight a3.
I don't think there's much left.
Mm-hmm.
And then g5 and try to expand on the king side.
Yeah. So if white really wants to skill the game, I guess rook c1 and rook e1, but he goes rook d1. Maybe there's some small tricks with. Okay, but knight e3 is not possible. Yeah, there's nothing here. But I mean, I think black should be happy because black is at least the only guy with a rook on open file. Can we see pawn to b4 here? Okay, he has to play rook d2 first, eh? Covering the check. Rook e2 check.
What's wrong with rook e1? Or rook e2?
Rook e1 was possible, but I think he just wants to not be slightly worse. I think black might be slightly. His king is closer to the center, so g5. Then
expanding.
black wants to maybe put the squeeze on.
There's a slight difference here.
Okay, here can be some play h5 g4, and then the f3 square becomes weak.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mabu is known for his solid positional play, but he's gonna have to show his technical skills here.
That's why maybe a rook e1 to change. Was it possible?
Yeah, I think it was possible. You should have maybe just calculated a bit if there's
because
anything.
Now the rook is awkward. The place and you have f3.
Oof.
It becomes awkward then.
Captures. So black will get the open f file. Are we going to see something like king g6 or h5?
So h5 first. h5 is forced.
h5. And then, yeah, I'm kind of liking black here. And one shouldn't get too complacent here. Still some play. I mean, black's pieces are all active. Knight on d4 is strong. The rook on e8 is active. Just the king can activate slightly, but
it's not too good now.
So what is black thinking about here? h5. What else could black be thinking of? Because this is maybe not the time to use too much time.
Just to put your pieces somewhere.
Yes, because break is on 3 minutes.
What about rook e6, f6, check? Coming down after that, maybe a possibility.
Yeah, I like that idea. Instead of moving the king. Okay, so Johannes wants to just neutralize. Still feel like this rook endgame is gonna be more comfortable for black.
Knight f3.
After takes.
Knight f3.
Ooh, knight f3. Yeah.
I like that. Now check and then rook e7 or king.
Now, if you play rook e7, you change and then you go h3. h3, exchange.
What if king e6? No, not possible. King e6.
King e6, rook a7.
Rook
d8.
Knight takes pawn.
Knight takes pawn, maybe even rook d8.
Yeah, much better, yes, because double attack threat.
King e6?
Yeah, king e6. Yeah.
King e6, so black trying to squeeze it.
Beautiful. That will be beautiful.
Ooh.
It's not nice. Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Rook D8.
but black now, we're going into the realm of I like this. Rook
I
D8,
like
yeah.
this. This is beautiful. This is winning, I think.
This is becoming super active.
This is
This
winning.
looks great for black.
This is beautiful chess.
Yeah, now we're putting white to the test here.
It's difficult. Sure. Okay.
Knight E3, I guess. Or
What
king
about
E3.
King E3?
King E3, Rook D2 anyway.
Rook D2, yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then the knight on C2 is awkward.
Mm.
Now this must be winning for black. Must be winning for black.
So there's some pawns. That pawns will fall as well. But we
Yeah.
just need to.
Actually, it's a huge threat of what? Check. King F1. Knight H2 check. Why not Rook? Why not Rook D2?
It's just checking. Because and then King E3.
King
No.
E3. Oh, Knight X E1 is not possible.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's a nice resource actually.
That's why he probably saw it.
But I'm sure black can at least bail out after Rook D2, King E3, Rook takes H2. Even if white captures on F3 twice, you take on B2. Black should be out of the woods here. Well, not out of the woods. Black should be at least equal there. But nice resource by Mabu. You can see he's holding his breath.
What about knight takes pawn?
Knight takes H2.
Hmm.
King,
Then it's gonna be difficult to get in.
King E3, yeah, and then maybe we can activate our knight.
No, it's not.
But black still has some outside possibility of creating a pass pawn. Yeah, I have a feeling that black should still be slightly better. Yeah.
We need more time for this position.
Yeah.
Not 1 minute.
Knight takes H2 played. Or being played. King to E2. Why not E3? Is there a difference? It's stopping the rook from entering on D1.
No, he's just looking at rook A6 and A4 and A5.
Perhaps, but maybe rook H7 is also a threat. Try and get rid of that dangerous counterplay. King D6. Black wants to cover the B6 weakness.
And then the rook will switch over to the E file. I think that's good.
Yeah, some good, but interesting play from both sides here in this normal chess position. Yeah, Mabu senses the danger here. I mean, those pawns are the biggest threat over here. What now?
See, rook E5 can defend H5 as well. The king can hide.
Okay, rook E5 important.
Come around to B4 maybe. C6, B7, A6,
King
A5.
D1, rook E5, knight D3. And then knight F4. Okay, so this is this practical situation that I explained, guys, about. Black seems to be doing quite fine, but the main pressure, his main foe is the time now.
Rook E5 is forced.
Yeah.
Will you let go yet?
Okay, so now I don't see anything better than knight D3. Rook H6 check maybe. Rook H6 check is also another
Actually,
idea.
I help that king maybe to come around.
Go to C7. I mean, I don't know if the king wants to, maybe sometimes the king wants to go active.
It's maybe nice to keep the king there. I don't know.
First gives
I
the check.
think he's helping that king coming around that side.
I don't know. I want to keep the king away from these guys. Now knight D3.
Yeah, you're right.
Knight D3, knight F4. But knight D3, rook E3. Okay, this is, I think black is doing okay here. I think black is actually the one that has got the most potential.
Mm.
Because if g3 falls at outside pass pawn, even if white has this extra pawn on the other side, that they might not necessarily be winning. Black has chances here. And Mabu now using his extra time to try to find a good
You need to
defense.
be careful.
Mm.
Okay. What about knight f1? How
Knight
they
f1 a
play?
threat.
Yeah, attacking g3.
I think
that is not nice.
I think the pawn on g3 is not gonna last.
And then
Either way.
also the knight can go to e3, double attack, and c4. So yeah, knight f1 is strong. You must. It's
I think
difficult.
main thing is, can white stop the g pawn? Because he's gonna have to give up his g pawn for the h pawn. And can he stop the g pawn? I'm not sure.
Yeah, knight f1 wins the pawn, right?
So white has to go active.
He must play maybe a rook f6. He can't keep the
Yeah, but the rook f6, rook e3.
rook e3 still. Yeah,
So
still.
the g pawn is dropping
Yeah,
for
it's
white.
dropping.
So white has to go active. White has to go knight d3.
Yeah,
It's forced to go knight
you're
d3.
right.
Rook e3 coming. Knight f4. Rook takes g3. Rook takes h5 maybe. Knight f4. Rook takes g3. Rook takes h5. And now white needs to try to hold.
I see.
That's the only way out here for Mabu. He realizes it.
Mm.
Can black squeeze through with his fast pawn? So rook g3. You've got this out.
I think he can because the king side, the king also, no? In the seventh rank can combine the attack later on. Instead of just the pushing of the pass pawn and the combined attack against the king. Not much, but maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
The pity that king can't come closer.
That's exactly why he played the check.
Mm.
That's exactly why he did that. So rook g3, surely rook takes h5. Knight takes h5 seems like it's putting yourself in a pin, potentially on the h file. So rook g3, rook h5, hitting the knight. Knight to, where should the knight go to? Knight f3 maybe? Feels more like a draw than anything, but black has the chances here.
Mm.
Because potentially even if black loses the g pawn, this end the game should be more drawish than anything. Let's see. Okay, Craig is down to 45 seconds though. He needs to just keep the clock ticking. Check. King e2. Black can always come around on the rest of the
That's the thing. Mabu must try to change more pawns. And he can also give up his knight for a pawn later, and then it's a draw.
Yeah, but
rook
okay.
and knight versus rook.
Okay, white still has knight d3 to cover the queen side pawns.
It's a bit tricky, but okay, knight can go to d4 check.
This is not
It's
easy.
not easy.
This is not easy.
Even rook going to c1 and then to c2 check.
Yeah.
Possibilities now rook c1.
So it seems clear that Mabu wants to stop this biggest threat,
Yeah.
the g pawn.
So he's going now for rook c1.
Rook c1.
Is that a possibility? It looks okay. No,
Okay, he goes rook b1.
I don't like that because it.
But rook b1, I mean knight d3. Oh,
Knight d3.
then there's no rook c1, but then rook d1.
Oh, okay.
So he's trying to arrest white a bit here. Check.
King b7. Oh. Okay, yeah. That's better.
Okay, but you see what Mabu is doing with that move? He's trying to kind of, I don't know where it helped black actually. b6 is hanging, but rook b2 covers b6. Pawn to b3. Check. King g3.
Okay, b3.
Yeah, pawn to
And
b3.
then rook b2 check.
King g3.
Oh, I see.
And then we give up the a pawn. We get the g pawn.
Mm.
But black's pieces are still closer to these guys.
Mm.
Whoa, knight d3, rook d1. I don't really like. I don't like knight d3.
Rook d1, you will first check probably, just to get the king
Aha. And then maybe
back
king
and
e2.
then.
Rook d2 check,
Yes,
king e3.
yeah.
And then he's holding again.
Mm.
Oof. Right down to 30 seconds, guys. Mabu is on basically 6 minutes. Knight to d4. 8 seconds. Okay, it goes back to knight d2, hitting c4. Okay, so surely check first. Rook h6 check. King c7 back. And then I think white should play b3 anyway. But this is the idea. I think black wants to collect the queenside pawns.
Mm. He's willing to give that up.
Yeah.
That one is lost already.
Yeah.
But the king will be out of the game. So. Craig has 8 seconds. Okay. 15 seconds added.
King, yeah, king
That's
c7
it.
definitely. B3, yeah. How are we gonna see rook a1? Rook a1. Okay, but now white can maybe play around with knight f4 and knight d5 check ideas. Knight f4, rook
I
a2,
agree.
knight d5 check,
Mhm.
and then king g3 first to avoid any. Should be a draw though. Rook a6 covering the b6 pawn, and it should be a draw.
More pawns are
Whoa,
falling.
whoa, whoa!
so-
But rook b6 is with check though. Knight f4 and knight d5 check. Where does the black king go?
Mm. Not
That's-
nice.
That's a bit uncomfortable. I think knight f4 is a. But okay, the knight on d2 is still hitting b3. So rook a2, the b3
Yeah.
pawn is. I'm gonna go ahead and suggest a draw here. I'm gonna say this will be a draw.
Like you said, you can give the knight up as well for a pawn later.
It's very strange. I'm gonna play knight f4 first.
Oh, that's still okay.
Is this
Knight-
okay? Is this
that's-
okay
it's
for,
okay.
for white?
It's okay because you pick up that pawn on b6 and then you can check your knight even for a pawn. That's a draw.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I would have imagined the knight on d5 already and the king on g3. I would have left the g
You see,
pawn.
so one pawn will fall also on that side and one pawn here,
Yeah,
and then that's
should
a
be
draw.
a draw. Should be a draw. Maybe two. You go rook a6. Maybe rook a6. No, well, rook a6, knight d5 check, king b7, rook h7 check. Yeah, okay. 5 seconds. Craig needs to move.
Release.
Ooh,
You.
ooh,
1 second.
cutting it a bit close.
Why?
What's happening here? Is he gonna give up the exchange? He needs to move.
Craig.
Ooh. Was this the right choice though?
I don't know. The king is
I
cut
think
off.
that's a
man.
bit too optimistic.
Yeah, the king is cut off. That's a problem.
I think this was a bit too
I
optimistic.
think so as well.
I think he should have just secured the draw. Yeah, I don't think you should have let
Ah,
this
that's just over.
do this. Give Mabu this.
This is over. This is too much.
Rook c6 check.
Mm.
Wow, what a turnaround.
That's normally the problem if you don't want to draw.
Yeah, that mentality.
Yes.
of being better the whole game. Black was squeezing the whole time. And you know, the guys can also act well, like Mabu shaking his head and acting like he's losing. Also adds to the whole
drama.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
over
this is
now.
sad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Black could have literally played anything. Black could have just, if it was White's turn to play even. Not giving it up the exchange would have just been a draw. Even if Black loses both his pawns.
The king is cut open.
Okay, but let's see. Black still giving Mabu something to work with here. Rook c5 maybe. It's not so easy.
And then the pawn will run.
Yeah, king c5 maybe. That's a good way to go. Yeah, king c5. I think the b5 pawn, king b4 coming next. c3, king b4 is gonna come. Yeah. So the pawns can't be held. The knight has too much work to do. Yeah, okay.
Can't see anything, eh?
Knight c4, king c3. Let's see. Okay. So we're getting to the end of this match, guys. Next match will be Watu and Paul. Or Paul and Watu.
What time is it? Half past.
It's scheduled for half past, yeah, but we'll see. Can okay, so knight b1, king b5 probably. But c2 now, c2.
With the check on a3. Knight
Yeah.
check.
But black and white can just move the king. So last hope now. Rook takes c2, knight a3 is a draw. So king a4, king b4, yeah, secure that. So it's just some tricks. Look at Mabu breathing a huge sigh of relief.
This is wide open now.
92. Yeah, now it's wide open. The group B is wide open. Because Mabu is just coming off a loss, so he's getting onto the scoreboard. Craig won his first game, so both guys is on 1 out of 2. After this match, of course. And let's see what Paul can do. I think, is this game done? Yeah, we paused. Maybe you can think of a question as well. I'll give you the headset.
No, it's okay. Just you go.
Okay. Players, can you hear us? Can the players hear us?
Yes.
Okay, Craig can hear us. Mabu, can you hear us? We can't hear you, Mabu. Just unmute yourself.
Okay, Ade.
Okay, there
yes,
we go.
I can hear
Wow,
you.
what a roller coaster. What's your thoughts on the game, Mabs?
I was just disappointed when Craig exchanged the Dragon Bishop, because of, you know what, I thought now it loses the game. You see, it's like now the game is no longer about Dragon Bishop. We are playing proper chess now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, I think thanks for Craig for playing for the win, man. Because I needed the win more than him. But thanks to him for that.
Yeah, it's a pity over there. I mean, Craig was pushing at the end there because he was slightly better, and that mentality, I think, of just trying to push further on was maybe at the end not the right decision. What's your thoughts on the game, Craig?
Yeah, no, I missed the Rook C6 check. Otherwise, thought that pawns would be running.
Yeah, and what other critical moments were there, Lorenzo? Yeah, that end game was just very interesting. I mean,
It looked
It
fine.
was flag draw. It was flag
Oh,
draw.
wow.
It was
It looks like
it was draw. It
like
was
had a
draw all the
slight
way.
advantage, but then
yeah.
but after a while it was just a draw.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
Even if Black had to give up his knight, rook
Yeah.
and knight versus rook, that's still a draw.
Yeah.
at the
Yes,
end.
because it was
Yeah,
draw
yeah.
up until Craig gave up his rook, but otherwise it was draw all the
Yeah.
way.
Okay. So, but yeah, tough one there for Craig. Well done, Mubs, for just staying in the loop over there, basically. And so we're gonna continue. Yeah, I see our visuals are gone from this side, guys. We're just gonna take a quick break and get back on. So
Okay.
okay, we'll see you guys a bit later. So
Okay,
yeah.
sure.
Thank
Okay.
you. Cheers, cheers.
Bye. I'm gonna log out. I'm gonna log in
Yeah.
at 2:30 when it's my time to play.
Okay, cool. Thanks,
Bye.
Mubs. Thanks, Craig. Cheers.